and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 4 with some more racing, with some more randomly drawn power. Lucky dip power racing, whatever we want to call it. I can't remember as I'm recording this, I'm very professional. Basically, the aim of this, we're going to be racing in A-Class. All the vehicles here in this line of cars are A-Class. However, each driver was drawn a power figure at random from, well, between 250 and 1,000 horsepower, and they had to fit that into their car in A-Class. So we've got an interesting spread of power, and this time around, we did this a little while ago, but this time around the vehicles have to contend with 2 off-road races. However, they can't be all-wheel drive, so they have to be 2-wheel drive. There is some front-wheel drives going on. Anyway, let's run down the list. So we have at the first end here, we have the low end of power. We have 312 horsepower in the Escort. We have 339 horsepower in the Triumph. Now, I mean, this is not exactly a crazy level of power for A-Class. It's not stupidly low, but, you know, that's a kind of average level of power. Then we move on to, we've got a Lexus here, 420 horsepower. Yes, make your obvious jokes. Again, fairly sensible level of power. 487 we go for in this HSV. We've got some muscle car that's going on here. We've got the Monaro. This is up 540 horsepower. Again, you know, these are not silly levels of power, really. 578, we've got Lamborghini Urus. Again, remember what I said, it has to be 2-wheel drive. So this is a rear-wheel drive swapped Urus, but pay attention to the tyres. Yeah, that's quite good, although it is kind of a heavy vehicle with not crazy power. We've got me. I'm driving a limo because I got drawn 689 horsepower. That's quite a lot for A-Class. It's still front-wheel drive. It does have rally tyres on it. I'm hoping for some limo magic because they're actually not that bad in previous experiences anyway. A-Class and front-wheel drive, that much power is a bit iffy, we'll see. We then have 718 horsepower. That is in the Ferrari, the Daytona. We're starting to get to the quite ridiculous end of the power now. 818 horsepower in the Regalia that is not on rally tyres. We have got 906 horsepower in the BMW. This is a lot of power now, and that is also not on rally tyres. You can tell by the tread. Chevelle, 934 horsepower. And finally, the most powerful vehicle here, 981 horsepower in the Bentley. That does have rally tyres at least. Yeah, it's a bit mad, this lot. It's a bit mad. I don't know how my limo is going to do, but I look forward to finding out. And hopefully it can throw in some surprises. Well, we are on to the first race, and the crowd are going really glitchy and laggy. I can't say I've noticed that before. This bodes well. Oh, that's not a place I necessarily wanted to be. So, I'm not going to launch well. I'm not going to get off the line particularly great. Now, the limo has weird grip. No one can quite explain the magic that goes on to make the limo fast, but it is fast. And it does have a weird amount of grip for a vehicle that can have silly power and still going through the front wheel. So my hope is it's not going to be as bad as you might initially think. What is going on with a glitchy crowd? No, let's fix yourself now. It's not going to be okay, it didn't get swamped off the line like I thought it was going to as a front wheel drive. That's unusual. The Urus is a little quicker. That's perhaps not a surprise. One thing that will help me a little bit here is that's uphill. So off the line cars further back will struggle slightly more. Didn't expect that, I'm going to be honest. My gears are not good in this. That is a downside. I skimped on the gearbox a little bit. Oh, we're going to understeer like crazy through here. That's to be expected. This is quite heavy at the end of the day. The Triumph, much less power, but... oh god, here comes the actual cars that can use their power. I have once again got... well, I have a vehicle that's quite a power build in nature, but also not in how it behaves, like when I did this last time. Oh, almost to the inside. I basically want a really twisty track, because guys, I am in a big car, okay, and if you suddenly throw vehicles alongside, I'm going to have to deal with that, and there's not always enough space for the limo to deal with cars everywhere. Just words of advice. The Triumph is very good in the corners, but let's not forget, the Triumph will not be good off-road. The Triumph is going to struggle off-road just by tyre compound. We're busy battling with a Monaro here. That's a little quicker than us down the straights, but not too much. Can I stay alongside through here? The Monaro really wants to get back into line. I can't fight that. The Triumph is going to get both of us. Now I possibly can. Oh, my gearbox. I regret. I should have maybe tried to make the PI for the gearbox to work. The gearbox is crap. in this. Engine-wise, now I really wanted to use the quad rotor. The quad rotor is effectively one, so we were given plus or minus 5 horsepower for this. For purposes, not every engine get exact power figures. Now the quad rotor is 1 horsepower down on my target. I really wanted to use it, but with the way it worked within the PI, if I put the quad rotor in a max weight reduction, I was S1 and couldn't bring the PI down, and if I didn't go weight reduction, I couldn't bring the PI up. So I've instead gone for the V10 in this. It's not the most inspiring, it's the Viper V10. I said not the most inspiring. It's a cool engine. I was hoping for the quad rotor just for reasons of silliness, but it is what it is. We've got a battle with a ISF. I've not quite got the pace here. Weirdly, at a twisty track, I mean, at the dirt circuits, I'm really curious to see how this goes in the dirt circuit. Oh, we pushed it as fast as I dare through there, but I might actually be able to get back underneath the Lexus. I feel the Lexus is just going to have more straight line speed than me, because I have got Forza Aero on the car because I was hoping for some grip, you know. We kind of want grip where we can get it here. The ISF, does it have more straight line speed than me? Oh god, Ferrari definitely does. Oh, I tried to get on the brakes and duck underneath it until we got carted into the wall. The downside of the limo, you are very long, and yeah, you can get in trouble with that sometimes, getting caught up with other people. We'll go around the outside of the Ferrari. And I mean, that kind of works. It kind of works. We'll have to go and defend into turn 1. It's a bit of an unusual, weird battle we have going on here. Ferrari does not look easy to drive. Ferrari looks like it's lean, throw at corner, hope. That's the Ferrari driving style. But it's still on the track at the moment. It's actually very close in this midfield group. This has run away at the front with that Triumph. The Triumph of grip. Going on up there. I mean, it hasn't got much power, but it's very light compared to the rest of us. I think it's about a third the weight of mine. Fourth gear. Works through there. We'll just hold it flat on the exit. Yeah, we can build a good little gap there. It's just the Ferrari. The Ferrari might catch us sooner this time around, because last time we lost a bunch of time getting carted out towards the wall. It's still going to have to go the long way around here, and it's not. I don't think it's going to be able to do that. I won't give it the inside though. I'll make it difficult. Ford's fighting back. The 900 horsepower BMW is actually up in that group as well. This is an interesting first round, shall we say? Yeah, this track throws up some interesting results because of the nature of the circuit. Here comes the BMW to the outside. Lots of high-speed corners, but also you're just generally going at high speed around this track. So you want grip because you need to be able to maintain corner speed, but you do kind of need some top end at this track, which I am sorely lacking through a combination of gears and probably power to weight ratio doesn't help this. 690 horsepower might sound like a lot, but this is quite heavy compared to the cars we're racing against. So yeah, its power to weight ratio is probably that much better than the Triumph, really. Oh, there we go. Ooh, okay. The good news is that the Ferrari's been really slowed down by that Ford, and the corner we got coming up is difficult. This one here we're fine through, it'll be flat for both of us. It's this next turn here. The BMW is arriving with some speed. Dear God, that thing is quick. It'll be no good off-road, but it is absolutely savage down these straights here. We're out of the hairpin. The Ford's got past both of them. Whether it's going to be able to hold that to the line, I don't know. We've sat in a little bit of no man's land in 4th, really, just ahead of this battle. L-Plate, I think, is going to hold on to 5th. The BMW was out on the grass. I saw that. That was way out in the weeds. But the BMW comes home in 7th. Yeah, from sort of me down to the Urus-ish, we're all very similar in terms of lap time, in terms of positioning on the track almost. 10 seconds covered that group. Yeah, so 10 seconds covered 4th to 10th, and 10 seconds covered, well, 1st to me in 4th. So there we have it. I mean, the limo still did pretty good for a limo. So we are going off-road next, the Highland Farm Scramble. Now this is a fast dirt circuit. Now I would say, certainly in the lower classes, this is a track where you can even sometimes get away with not running rally tyres on your vehicles. You might get away with it a little bit in A class as well, because you'd have vehicles with rally tyres be quite far down on power, and a lot of this is just sort of straight line speed stuff on gravel. Not always, but sometimes you might get away with it. However, the cars here that are high power are really high power, and the Bentley might not be too bad having the rally tyres, but the likes of the M3 is going to go nowhere. Look at the traction in the front-wheel drive machine. Actually does have a... So the thing with the limo, part of the reason why it is as fast as it is glorious traction. Why? I don't know. Okay, yes, it's got quite a lot of weight over the front wheels, but I mean, there are other front-wheel drive cars that have weight over the front. It's got big front tyres, but nothing absurd, not as big as the Urus has got on it, for example. I mean, I am quicker through these turns than the Urus, I think. Actually getting really good speed at the moment. Let's just see what other cars do well. Longbow's car is likely to be quick here. The Triumph, not so much. Of course, the tyres are wrong. Oh, we're going to duck underneath everybody now. That is a pass and a half. I'll take 2 places in 1 corner. Come on, Rally Limo. You can do this. Your glorious, glorious grip. Okay, now, glorious, glorious straight line speed would be helpful, please. Many speeds would be good. Use that 690 horsepower V10 to good use. Oh, where do I stop? I don't know. We have got race brakes on the car. I mean, actual upgrade-wise, this is kind of most of the parts that you'd want. So full rate reduction, full race brakes. So it's got lots of handling components stuck on it. It's got a full roll cage. We don't want wobbly limo chassis now, do we? Don't hit the fence if we can avoid it through there. That's good. We've got to be careful with Danger Man's vehicle. It is right. It was right behind us. It's got a little bit of a gap through those first couple of corners. Jump on the brakes. I'm surprised the Monaro isn't quite here yet. I'm sure it will be by the end of the race. Maybe it's just stuck behind that Holden. The longer it gets held there, the better it is for me. If Danger Man can slow down Longbow, but it's not lasted long enough. We've pulled a gap as they've fought one another. It's only a second and a half though. I'd like a good few seconds really if we're going to be a little bit more comfortable, because we saw the Monaro's got more straight line speed than us in that previous race. Oh no, that's about right on the brakes. A little early again, but at least we've got it. I'd rather be a little early perhaps there than slide up into the wall. There we go. So this next section, I think this is where we make our lap speed a little bit here. Going onto this section. We seem to be really quick through here last time around. And I don't know whether anything can follow us. Can Longbow keep up with us through here? If Longbow can, we're in trouble. Yeah, Longbow can. We're quicker than everybody else at that section, but Longbow's car. Let's slow down. Oh, through that section. Yeah, even that section. Okay, so we're going to have trouble with that Monaro. I fear it's basically the Monaro matches us just about through the corners and then is a little faster down the straights. Although we have pulled a... We're looking at it as like a 10th here, a 10th there. Between, I don't know what suspension I put this on actually. Did I put it on rally suspension? I hope so. It's not too bad over the bumps, whatever it's running. So I presume I must have put it on rally suspension. Oh, lock up a little bit towards turn 1. Longbow made the corner. I was hoping to look back and see a Monaro in the fence. I did not. We had a little bit of wheel spin actually on the exit, but nothing crazy. Come on, Rally Limo. You can do this. I hope. Almost got... I think there's a fence on the inside of that bush. I didn't really want to chance it. Monaro it's just not quite close enough to have a dive yet. It's holding the limo honest. Oh, I don't know if I wanted to go down a gear like that. Oh, I messed that corner up massively. Oh, god damn it. Hope that's not going to be what costs us in the end. Still, I mean, it's now 4/10 away. Yeah, okay, it's on the bumper. Is he going to try and have a dive in turn 1? Do you go for a dive at turn 1 here? It'd be a big dive. Do I want to cover turn 1 a little bit? Yeah, I mean, the limo's a big car. We'll make the Monaro have to try and look to the outside. With the limo being so big, if you force a car around the outside, it's very difficult. Even if you have the grip to make it work, it's very difficult to make that work. You're not going to want to stick your nose up the inside here, not at the speeds that we're going at, and with the type of corners we're going through. Still there. Oh, we've got to get this corner right. We can't screw this one up. Oh, the Bentley is... oh, Longbow is going for it. But hasn't got this momentum. Okay, I didn't think there was going to be a dive there. That's why I didn't really cover the inside, because it's not really an overtaking spot. Fair play on the dive. Longbow put the car there. Tried to make it work. Just couldn't carry the momentum needed to get that to happen. Now... we've just got the run to the line over the crest. The cars go a little bit light. It is literally nose to tail, but the Monaro can't find a way past. Limo takes victory. That was a great little race. That was a fantastic race, and we were miles ahead of everyone else. We were gone. I say miles ahead. 8 seconds clear of Danger Man in third. Then we have the ISF and the Escort. Whew, Longbow does get the fastest out of the race. I think the Monaro's a little bit quicker, but once it caught the baggage, couldn't find a way past. The limo was very good. The limo was second clear of the rest of the pack, and that was it. That was in Pega's Lexus. The rest further back than that one. So there we go. The limo claims a victory. I'm happy now. Whatever happens in the rest of the races, I'm happy. At least we have one victory with a limo. We're back onto wonderful tarmac for our next race, the Bamburgh Coast Circuit. Now this, I like this track. It does tend, ooh, I'm a long way back. It does tend to be the track I go for. I say the most power orientated track. If a power car works, it'll work here, generally speaking. There's some exceptions, but normally that's where it works. And there are some quite powerful cars around here. We'll be curious to see how the likes of the BMW work in this one. The Ferrari could be quite quick here as well. Liam's Ferrari up in 5th. Could see that go quite fast. The Monaro is likely to be very good. I mean, the Monaro is just a good balance here. It's a good balance between it's not 900 horsepower, but it's quick in a straight line and is actually pretty good handling. Mine is just a funky build. It has power, but it's a funky car and build. So who knows? It acts more like a handling car, but it won't out-handle the Triumph. Basically, we're not that much faster than Triumph down the straight, so our advantages against that car a little bit mute, but it does its thing off-road apparently. We're still in ghostly mode with Danger Man, which I'm happy about. We'll leave that for as long as we can. Ewan's got the big understeer going on over there. We will now ping out of ghost mode. Here comes that Ferrari. The Ferrari's not had a great start. The Urus has nothing in terms of oh, Stevie, you got to be careful in the mix of that. You're going to end up missing a checkpoint. It's all got stacks up through here. Oh, limo has come out the other side. All right. Yeah, the Urus, admittedly the track that we went to, the gravel circuit's not the best for the Urus. We'll see how it does at other rounds. There goes that Ferrari. The Urus looks so weird with the body kit on. It looks so stupid. There's just the Forza body kit. Gives it some big tyres, which is what you want. Stevie's to the inside at turn 1 with a Chevelle. This is probably the worst track for my limo, which I mean is okay. It's understandable. We're a little bit on a specialist build. Oh, front. Hello, Clark. I don't think you realised how. I don't think Clark realised there's going to be a car at the inside on that one, which is understandable in many ways. We got out of it all right. In the end, we're switch of time. Liam is doing some rally cross. That Ferrari does not look in control at any point around this lap. Oh, the BMW's had issues. Ferrari doesn't look like it's in control. But that's the build. They are quite wobbly. I have a fairly good one in A-Class, but they're just naturally really wobbly vehicles. We're going to push Liam out of that corner. I've got nothing else I can do, really, with all momentum. Not that you can really push in Horizon 4, which is a little bit of a shame. Come on, limo. To the inside of the Urus. Can we get this past? Oh, bye, Stevie. Stevie's gone with the Chevelle. We'll be on the brakes for turn 1. Oh, Urus tried something, but yeah, turn 1's a really awkward place to ever try and get a pass done. Can I do about the Chevelle? I'm presuming I can get underneath it here and probably repass. Won't be enough to keep it, but oh, okay, the Urus is going to make it 3 wide through there. I'm surprised that found a space. That's the widest car in the field by some margin, and it found a space somewhere in there. Oh, we're going to get passed again, though, by the Chevelle. Nothing I can do here. We'll get passed by the Chevelle, we'll repass it, and then the cycle will continue indefinitely. I think because we're now so slow through this section, because the Chevelle put us on an awkward line, it may get us earlier in the lap. We'll have to wait and see, though. Out of the final corner we go. So Longbow leads with that. The Monaro and Pega's ISF is second ahead of the Triumph. Gliska in 3rd. And we are back to doing the same thing at turn 1 against the Chevelle. We will run it in wide through there, although I'm now very slow off the corner. Yeah, I'm regretting my decision about the gearbox. I thought it would be fine. I was wrong. Basically, I should have found a way of chucking out some PI and get the race box in. I forgot about the Cadillac's iffy gearbox. But there we go. It's the jump between 4th and 5th that's the bit of a pain in the arse. We've got further away from Stevie in all of this. Clark's BMW is maybe closing back in a smidge on this. Now, we're going to have to be really neat and tidy through here, which we are. I mean, we're much slower than the leaders. We're losing some 2 seconds a lap here. We have got clear... we get clear of Stevie, we have to defend into turn 1. No, Stevie's going to be Stevie's going to be closing, but won't be close enough to have a dive, so I don't need to cover. You know, there's no point. You don't want to defend thin air, it just makes it slow. So if we can avoid defending unnecessarily at turn 1, then that's good. This time, you know, don't have to do that defense. Liam is struggling with that Ferrari. We're reeling it in a little bit, actually. Once things settle down from our own manic little group battle, we have close. I fear we're going to get close. And while lap time, I think we're quicker, we won't be able to beat it because we'll pass it and it's going to outrun us to the line. Unless Liam has a really, really big problem somewhere around this final section. Because we're going to chuck the limo in with a lot of speed through here. We might even get underneath that Ferrari, which we will here. We will get past it. But it's only going to be briefly, and then off we'll go the Daytona. But we chased it down. We did everything we could. A little bit better final lap, actually, from me. Here comes Stevie with that Chevelle. I actually stayed pretty close that lap. And now we're all a little bit clean air. We were going okay. Here it comes. It's just going to run out of time. Yeah, a very different sort of track and not one that suits any of the strengths of the limo. It's fair enough. Yeah, I mean, we're not too bad on lap time. Stevie goes a little bit faster than us. We were quicker than the Ferrari, but couldn't do anything about it. The fastest laps would go to there's the Monaro and the Triumph. In the end, Gliss got up to second with that Triumph. Another interesting race. We are on to our final race with these Lucky Dip horse-powered machines, and it is a almost full off-road one. There's a small climb up a tarmac hill, but yeah, Tarnhouse. This is a tough off-road circuit. I'm hoping the limo is going to go well here. Unfortunately, my main competition, the Monaro, the Urus, are first and third on the grid, and I am 10th. Now, I don't know if I can do much about that Monaro. If the Monaro was as good here as it was previous, I don't think I can catch it. Unless it turns out this thing is magically amazing somewhere. We don't drop back, though, off the line, which is fun. Okay, maybe Longbow... Okay, well, maybe we'll stand a chance. Longbow wanted a little bit more of a challenge, decided to drop back with the clearly very, very quick Monaro. We've had a good start to this one. I think really it's just so much better off-road than... Weirdly, we're so much better off-road than most of the cars here. You see, look, the difference between me and the Lexus coming out of that corner is astonishing. The Lexus goes across to cover, and we'll probably hold on to it for now. I can just get on the power, and the Lexus just can't. We're going to go clean past the ISF here, and we will be up into second place here. Can we chase down that Lamborghini? Will the Monaro have a chance? We'll have time to fight back through the field and pass us. I don't know. Here we go. I don't even think I need to have a lift into there. There's so much grip. There is so much grip in the limo. It's ridiculous. And that's not a sentence you should ever be saying. It is not a sentence you should ever be saying. But the rally limo is good. We'll go down a gear through all of that. Can we look for a way past? I mean, at the moment, this is more looking like a matter of when rather than if. We are all over the back of the Urus. Can't do anything here. Maybe I'll duck underneath it here. It's just straighten up the exit of the corner, and it's so much quicker. We'll have a big dive into the hairpin. Oh, okay. I actually wanted to try and clear the Urus on the way in. Might have forgotten the length of the limo there. So I kind of hoped to shoot past the Urus and then be on the sort of higher outside line on the exit there. And in a normal car, that would have worked fine. I just forgot momentarily that we were in a massive limo, and then it didn't work. Okay, maybe we need a little lift through there. Little too scary trying to hold that flat, or a little too likely to get into trouble holding that one flat. I have say a little bit of coast into turn 1. I don't think the Urus has an answer to this. I really, really don't think it does. When I picked this car, I knew this was an interesting choice because the limo has proven to be surprisingly competent in various classes, various races. You think of it as a joke car, but it actually is quite good. This surprises me a lot. Yeah, okay, there are two-wheel drive cars here, and yes, the Monaro is technically, I think, a little faster. But there are some sensibly built two-wheel drive cars here that I would expect to be much faster than this. I'll be curious to see what lap times this will be with this and that Holden. That's a Longbow's car. If we were at faster lap time than the Monaro, I think we might be able to do it here. If any of the tracks, maybe here or Ambleside might be where this can beat that Monaro, but it wouldn't be by much, I would think. We're continuing to pull away. Can we lap? No, I don't think we can quite lap something. The Bentley's not working by the looks of it, unfortunately for Lado. All that power in the rear-wheel drive Bentley, even with its rally tyres, is not quite working. It's always going to be difficult to get 980 horsepower to work in A-Class. It's yeah, sadly the Bentley not quite working. I mean, the non-rally tyre vehicles, of course, are going to be struggling here. We are completely... We're in a different postcode at this point in this race. Who knew what you actually needed for rallying was a limo or a Monaro? Those are your two. Those are your two options, really. Yeah, I thought this would be. I didn't realise it would be this quick. Not around here. But you know, we learn. Sometimes happy accidents and all that. I'm not quite gonna lap. Oh, it's Clark that's fallen to the back of the brigade of cars not working. I presume a missed checkpoint somewhere. Or maybe a roll, but the bits that... I guess unless it rolled on the way through there. I can just see the BMW. Sadly, we're going to be too far back to do anything about it. A rally limo comes around the hairpin for the final time, closing in on the BMW. Unless the BMW has a huge issue at the final corner, which it could do yet. But I think unlikely. We are not going to be lapping anybody here. Going to steer a little bit wide. Can Longbow get to third? That's the question. Looks like might be able to do it on the run up the hill against that Urus. We are gone. We are rounding the final corner. No lapping of the BMW. It is going to make it across the line in 12th. We will take a victory with the limo. 2 out of 2 wins off-road. Lap time wise. Oh, yeah. I mean, Longbow was in traffic. But I don't think the Monaro was going to be anywhere close to us. Well, it's anywhere close. No, the Monaro would have probably been close to us. But that's a surprising lap difference. Jeez, that limo is quick. Limo claims victory. Monaro does get second ahead of the Urus. I thought the Urus would be faster. I like the thinking behind that build. The massive off-road tyres. Okay, it's rear-wheel drive and all, but I like the thinking behind that build. It just didn't work at all, even on off-road. Then we have the Escort handling car. I mean, the Monaro is the best car overall. Easy. My limo works off-road and works off-road phenomenally well, but on tarmac it falls apart, whereas the Monaro was very good there as well. So, Monaro might have been the fastest car overall, but I'm proud of my limo. I'm proud of my limo. The Triumph was very good at the tarmac, but couldn't really do the dirt stuff. And there's some good mix of other cars, driving strongly at some tracks, struggling more at others. I like this challenge. It's a really interesting challenge, and these were really difficult to build cars for this. Knowing you had to contend with the dirt, knowing what you had to do, and make a car work on dirt and tarmac and specific powers is not easy. It's not easy at all. A lot of umming and ahhing went on to car builds, and I'm very happy with mine. I'm very happy with mine. That was good fun. That was good fun. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.